So in the spirit of keeping everything looking as good as possible on this car, I'm going to powder coat these steering knuckles. So I'm taping them off with high temp silicone tape before I spray the powder on and bake them. Alright, so here we are. We have a finished product. Took a good couple hours just to tape this thing up. It was hard work for sure with all the surfaces that have the brake caliper, you know, tie rod end, ball joint. So there was a lot of work involved. Was it worth it? I don't know, man. I just feel bad putting anything back on this car that hasn't been gone over. So I don't know, you tell me. Let me know in the comments if you think that this was worth a half a day's work to make this beautiful looking powder coated steering knuckle. I got the new bearings pressed into the spindles here, and the next order of business is to get this circlip in there, and it's just not that easy of a task. So I'm gonna get to work on that. So after careful consideration, I went with the K-Sport Drag Series coilovers for the race car. They're based on their higher end kits, not their basic street kits that most people put in their cars. So I hope that they work a little better, last a little longer, and they do have drag specific spring rates for a front wheel drive. So they're a good starting point. I can always upgrade the springs later. I'm going to go ahead and get these installed. That's good. Alright, we got the struts in here. Threw some bolts in here for the steering knuckle. Gotta hook up this tie rod real quick. Got this ball joint, needs to be hooked in here like so. Alright, just gotta tighten these up. It's been a while since I've taken this thing apart, so now I'm trying to find all these little bits and pieces that came off at places like this brake line grommet that's right here. I had to look all over for it, so you would be wise. The advice I have for you is it would be wise if you would follow Tom Tharp's method of organization, where he uses masking tape and a Sharpie to mark things, and he uses ice cube trays with a numbering system to keep bolts straight, or cardboard with holes in it. It's a really good idea. I guess since these are brake lines, I should use brake parts cleaner to clean them. Alright, so I've run the hard brake line into the wheel well area here, and I'm about to hook up the rest of the brake components that go in this wheel well. But before I get started, I just want to point out some of what's been done under here to this point. These struts I have up here are the K-Sport DR version. I want to try to get an edge, you know? I don't know if this is the way to do it, but there's not a lot of drag suspension options available for this car, so K-Sport offered one. I spoke to them about it. They explained some things to me about it. It is the spring rates that come with this kit are designed for drag racing for a front-wheel drive vehicle. They're very stiff in the rear, not quite as stiff in the front. These springs are relatively inexpensive to change out, to buy different spring rates if I want to try something different in the future, so I may do that. Additionally, according to K-Sport, these shocks are valved differently, so that's information that's pretty hard to find on the web, but I did speak to them directly, and they told me that. Unfortunately, they're not independently adjustable for compression and rebound, so there can't be too much going on there, but as long as these shocks, front and rear, are valved properly for a high rear spring rate, softer in the front, that's what I want. Hopefully I get some longevity out of these pieces. I took the stock spindle here, and I tore it down, cleaned it up, I powder coated it so it looked pretty. Again, that was a process, took a long time, may or may not have been worth it. You tell me what you think though. Look at that. These are the OEM hubs from this car. I couldn't convince myself to buy new ones. Probably should have. Just about everything else on here is brand new, but I knocked out the stock wheel studs and put the ARPs in there, long wheel studs. When I installed the hubs, I put in some new wheel bearings, packed them with grease. This is all ready to go. These are not ceramic wheel bearings. They take a little bit of effort to turn. Maybe that's an upgrade I can do in the future. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to install these brake components. Let's see if this horseshoe clip works here. I'm running some new or remanufactured OEM brake parts, OEM style brake parts here. I got from Rock Auto, but as far as I know, the stock brakes from this car will fit under a 13-inch wheel. So I haven't found anything else that will. I'm probably gonna have to get something custom made. For now, I'm going with this. When I began reading about braking power with an automatic transmission, when you are getting ready to launch your automatic DSM, or most automatics, you want to build boost at the line. You know, with a V8 with a Power Glide or Turbo 400 or whatever, they have a trans brake for that. These cars aren't available with a trans brake. There's no trans brake that anybody makes for this car, so you're relying on the foot brake here. So what you need is a brake pad. What will help is a brake pad that bites hard when it's cold. Some research showed me that these Hawk HP Plus pads are good for that. I have later on heard that the Brakeman has a compound available. It's like number 93, I believe. That is even better, but I had already bought these, so I'm going to give these a try. And if they don't hold, I'll upgrade to the Brakeman's compound.
cheese on it.